Oh, good morning. Good morning. Morning, everyone. How are we doing? Hey, Colin, Harris, Hex, Jerry. Good to see you. Rasto. Where are the sellers? Good morning, everyone. Jam, what's up? And welcome, everyone, to the tradingsyndicate.org. I'm JJ. Thanks for being with us this morning. So, this morning I said if we have all the inventory basically tied up, under 69.95, 6,800, we're going to go take it and take this and sell it. So we did up here at 68.04 for a while. Then the news came out. And because of the liquidation yesterday, most of this inventory is down here. So you should encounter some resistance in this area where we are. We didn't fill the single prints all the way, right? This is that area of supply from yesterday. And you can see that we are just inside of it right now. So overnight inventory is now long, right? We will look for a pullback from that. If we start getting above 44, 54, the target will be 68, 64 and a quarter, okay? So if we open, say if we open at 68.24 and we go like sideways like this and get one of these moves, be careful because this market has a very, very annoying habit of running out of supply just when everybody goes and gets short. Now you've seen this before over and over and over again. And it's a good thing too because if we lose this bid down here at that overnight low, this area here has no trading range. You get these big, big days. So you don't know what kind of buying is going to come in here. And it could have dropped all the way down to the 6600s. So good thing we caught a bid. There is inventory above us. Okay. There's inventory up here above us. So that is resistance. Okay. Inventory equals supply, which for you guys equals resistance. Okay. Hey, Travis, how you doing? All right, let's go dig in and see what we can squeeze out of this morning. So you can see This is where we were going back and forth and back and forth. We had a poor low, and then it just boom, straight up. It repaired it straight up. These are our lower stops. This is our cost basis is down here at 67.86. We straight up went, and then we did a good distribution here. We didn't have a chance to move the point of control up yet. So the buying came in hot and heavy when that CPI print came out. And where these areas on retrace, 68.21, 68.15, 68.13, I'm going to leave these here because there is going to be some bid support in this area, because all the short sellers are trapped underneath 68.21 on a short time frame. Okay. The X low here, that is where the most fresh set of short sellers is trapped. That's where the bid is. It's the bottom of that X low, right? Let's see if we could take that overnight high and go transact 41. Now, I've got a couple of charts for you. One is this one. This is a 15-minute chart for those of you who are chart traders, candle traders, who like candles. This will help explain. See, the cost basis of the liquidation, right, of yesterday was all taken in here, right? It was all taken in here. And now we are selling it. You'll notice that the high of 68.37 and 3/4 is one tick above the target. So I drew this out, and as I was drawing it out, the thing went up and tagged 37.5, hit some resistance, and came back in. There is going to be some inventory here that we're going to run into. And there are going to be sellers. So the question now is, can we get above 37? And let me post this in the room for you guys so you can see. There you go. And it doesn't matter what time frame. You can use a half hour, you can use a 15-minute, you can use a 5-minute, whatever floats your boat, you know? Yes, yes. Trap the shorts, move the inventory. Trap the shorts, move the inventory. Right? Markets are about distribution. What are we distributing? ES contracts. Ooh, a poor high. Now, most of you will ask, now here's my chart from this morning. My balance, double the balance. Question is, do I double it again? Or do I just do a new balance zone here? There's a little distribution balance here. And of course you could just use that if you wished, right? Let's see. I'd go 28.33.5 and then double it. VWAP is all the way down here at 68.04, so it's not going to be helpful at all. Another new poor high. Let's see if these levels work. Okay. Why have I a good question, Don? I've been using the midline in those balance zones because the zones are getting bigger. So I'm just trying to give you guys more references. That's all. Sometimes, months ago, we had very tight profiles at nighttime. And so sometimes the balance zone was only 4 points or 3 points, or so there's no use. But, if you got 28 to 33, it's sometimes helpful for people to see the midpoint. If it's confusing, you can remove it. I think it's because a couple of days ago we had a really big range, and I drew the balance levels, and I went, oh, that's a big balance level. Let's see where the midpoint of that level is. So we're going to distribute here, between that low of 28 and that high of 38 and change. Let's see if we can move that point of control all the way. It's 26.91, contracts down underneath 86. So I think we'll print another. See right here, there's 24.20. Hey, Lonigan, how you doing? Little look below and fail of 33.5. Should have grabbed that. I wasn't watching. But that's not bad if you had bought 34 to 36. Let's see if we can creep over 36. So the midpoint just helps you see the order flow at 36, right? And then later on, if we get up to 41, it'll let you see what the order flow. See, Don, you can see that there's a seller at 36 right now, right? There was a seller at 38.5, then they came down to 37. Now they're at 36. If they see buyers, they'll raise price. The next orders will be here. See? Hey, Fish Lips, what are you doing, man? Long time. Holy cow, how are you? Haven't seen you in a long time. Good to see you. Well, old business has to be taken care of first, Jiraj. Right? So old business has to be taken care of first. So now, say you were shorting, you went, okay, there's a seller at 37, right? And you're short maybe 36 with a stop at 37. Look for, a move back down to 33.5. If we can't get down to 33.5, it's bid there, right? Wholesale needs to sell what it bought yesterday, right, Alexander? Exactly, right? What happened yesterday, Jirash? Exactly. You and your dad took in a bunch of inventory. The guy who sells next to you went bankrupt. You bought all his inventory for 10 cents on the dollar. Now you're selling it at 30 cents on the dollar. Now can you visualize? There you go. Back in business. Anytime you are having any kind of a doubt in this, what you want to do, especially you because you are in the business of selling shit, you want to always default to what would I do if I was at work, right? And that will help you because it's a market, right? Always remember it's a market. All you're doing here is you're watching sales instead of taking money from people and swiping their card. You are watching the transactions on a screen. That's all it is. So every time there's a transaction, it gets marked on the time of sales, and then that transaction gets recorded on a chart. So right now it's telling you sales are pretty damn good. I bought all that guy's cheap inventory yesterday, and hey, look at me. I'm selling it at, I'm making 2 times my money, 3 times my money. There you go. Nice. Right? This is distribution. What the heck happened to the... Oh, there it is. Right? This is pure distribution right here. Right? This is all distribution. Then if the candles start getting tight, that means business is getting slow. Right? Exactly. As long as buyers come in, sellers don't have to sell under 35. Right? They could sell at 35 and a quarter, half, 6, 7. Right? When buyers start leaving the store, the sellers have to discount price. Right? That's why when people say that buyers are defending the price, it's the most ridiculous thing in the world. Buyers don't defend price. Right? Sellers defend price by stopping selling and lifting the offer like this. Right? They who have the supply are the ones who set the price. And it's not arbitrarily set. The price is set according to the customers that are coming in. That's exactly why I refer to Globex as being a good time to finish up old business. If you're short from the night before, you try and cover in Globex. If you got nailed with a bunch of crappy inventory the night before, you try and sell it to drunk people coming out of the bar in Globex. Right? Always think, Jiraj, like you're sitting there, you've done this your whole life. You just got to take it and put it on a chart. Right? It's nothing more than that. It's the acquisition and distribution of inventory. It's just a simple business, right? These guys have gone and overcomplicated it so much, right? Defending prices, nobody defends price. It's not a castle. It's not Game of Thrones, right? And I'll tell you something. I learned what happens when you defend price because I saw a man, a client of our brokerage firm, lose $120 million trying to defend price. He took a deal up to $20 a share. He sold about $180 million worth of stock, right? And then he lost almost 80 to 90% of it trying to defend the price of his stock when everybody told him just sell it down to a penny from like $20, roll it back and start over again. What are you, nuts? Anyway, he goes, no, it's I've got to protect my shareholders. Famous last words, right? He cooked $120 million. Yep, exactly. Life lessons, Alexander. Life lessons. Oh, yeah, so we don't defend price. Somebody shows you a bid, you hit it. If the sellers are raising price, don't go short. It's really that simple. right? Sellers are raising price, don't go short. Sellers are lowering price, there you go, hit it. Thanks, Howard. The point of control is up. So now the overnight point of control is up from here all the way up here. So now, Howard, what's next? Right? We know the sellers are right there. Hmm. Okay. So trades off the open. Of course, we'll look for some retracement off the open if we catch some sellers. I am sure there are some sellers, but they're being greedy right now and they're raising price. Howard, you're not short, are you? Let's hope not. Oh, okay. How about you sit and watch? Don't worry about hoping now, right? Just relax and watch and do what I taught you, Howard. Just relax, right? What are you hoping for, right? What you want to do is you want to wait for your trade setup, my friend. Remember your trade setup? It's all you want to be thinking about right now. Right? You're thinking about where can I transact business intelligently? That's what you should be thinking about. Stop run. Right to 41 and a quarter. What a coincidence. Wowie, wow, wow. Right? Well, it's a great idea, I am listening. But you understand that this process is not arbitrary, right? So sellers don't let the market go up. Okay? If they see buyers, they will raise price. I'm just typing this out. Does that make sense? Yeah, exactly. So yes, if inventory is below us and buyers are present and we could get more buying in, then we can raise price. You guys should know this by now, okay? Nobody controls anything. All right, taking out the overnight high, we're looking for 43 and a half. All right. I don't see a short just yet. Okay. Guys, remember that this is a business, right? How do you find a trade setup? We look for a look below and fail or a look above and fail. Let's see. If you are long, you're looking for 54, and then we have stops here at the C high at 57 and change. Yeah. Jiraj, just stop doing that and start looking for your setup, okay? Just stick to the look below and fail for now. You're chasing your tail with all this stuff. I shouldn't have said new business, old business. That completely effed you up. Go back to what we talked about, okay? Quit chasing your tail. We're one time framing higher. I typically don't like buying breakouts, but I don't see a seller yet except at the top of that candle. So I need it to come in. Yeah. Sometimes I got to watch. That's why I really got to watch what I say in this trading room, because I say one thing and you guys just pew, take it and go into a. You just take it and run with it, right? So right now I'm looking for a look below and fail of 68.43. Right? This market is opening significantly higher than what we anticipated, so just take it easy, wait for the trade. That's short covering, my friend. Good observation, right? That volume you see at the top is short covering. Nice. So how we find trade setups is we look for a lack of supply or too much supply. So say you were saying, oh crap, there's a seller at 47, 48. Let's short 46, put our stop here, and then look for bids at 43 and a half. As the market comes down, you are going to find buying at this area here. That's where the shorts are trapped. So let's see if we could do a look below and fail of 43 and a half. Oh. If it cannot reclaim 44, don't go long. If it stays underneath the overnight high, look for the A low to get taken out and come down to 35. Now it found a bid. Let's see if we can find a seller. Be careful if you're short and it raises up over 44. I see a seller at 43 and a half. If we start reclaiming 43 and 43, 44, you're in trouble. Right? I'm short 43 and covering one at 41 and a half, covering the other one at 39 and a half. I'm flat. So I saw a seller when it went up there, I hit the 43s. Okay? And I put my bids in right away. That is how I find a trade setup. This is the look above and fail. I was looking for a look below and fail, but I saw a seller here, so I went short. Right? I will short down until we find the bid. Once we find the bid, I'll turn around and go long if I need to, right? Or cover my short. And that's how we find trade setups. Right? Trading is really simple. Unfortunately, it's not easy. The simplicity is you find a seller. When the seller stops selling, you go long. You find a seller. When the seller keeps selling, well, then you go short. Coming right down to those 36s where there's inventory. It's all inventory and cost basis. Okay, that's all it is. Little bounce off the 36s. Let's see where they sell into it. There's the overnight point of control. Looking for 68.31 now on the downside. And then our lower stops at 68.28. This is what we were looking for, inventory correction lower, right, folks? So we did fill these single prints. We opened above them and backfilled them. Now, if we take out 28, we just double the discount zone twice. Excuse me. And VWAP's all the way down at 68.16. Great. And folks in the YouTube chat, I want to welcome you. And I also want to say, you just saw that idiot make a comment. If you guys want to make rude comments, you can go to someone else's chat, okay? I I don't put up with that, all right? So just, you're all welcome. It's great to have you. We'd love you to have you come to our trading room. But if you're going to be rude in the YouTube chat, look below and fail of 33. Let's see if we hold 33. If not, it's going to go back and forth in that little blue zone. Dano, 69.70. Yeah, mine moved higher, right? It's right here. It was all the way down. If we take out that A low, right, you can see that there's a seller here, there's a seller here, there's a seller here, right? If we crack 82, you're looking for, 28, you're looking for 23 and then 18. Okay, so just be careful going long because the bids are by short sellers, right? Right? When the buying's always coming from short selling, it's not really buying that you can count on. It's okay for scalps, and if you have enough shorts trapped, they'll create a stable bid. But after moves like this, right? I'll be looking. Remember we said 68.21? When it takes that stop, you see how it goes down and then it gets stuck and then it moves back up and then it goes down and it gets stuck. That's short covering, right? But eventually that's going to break if those shorts see size. Nice work, S-Pill. See? See how it's just slowly lower and then the shorts come in and cover? We'll look for a seller now. There's going to be some front running of VWAP. That might even be happening. The shorts that are short 44, 42 will be covering the 28s. See, I'm seeing a seller at the top of these candles, right? So that's keeping me from going long. I won't go long until it reclaims 30. And if you're shorting, gosh, it's squeezing down, but you know, it's finding bids. Careful if you're short right here. I haven't seen a lot of follow through yet. There we go. See, the seller went from there to there to there. Right. There you go. Hey, sir, what do you got? On a 1 minute look below and fail, do you usually wait 10 and 20 seconds? Ugh. That's a great question. The thing is, it's not exactly the same every time. That's why you got to do that trade a whole bunch of times. You see how it's doing it now? Right? Sometimes if you wait 10 or 20 seconds, the move just boom, rips. In a slower market, you're right. I'd like to wait generally until the next candle. Like if this was a slower market, I'd love to wait until the next candle in 30 seconds. If that makes sense. To see if it holds 28 and a half. You had a great day, Lear. Good stuff. See how it's having, see, there's a seller. There's a seller at 31. There's a seller at 29. So that's why I want to wait for the next candle. And if the next candle can stay above 28, 29, then I got a better shot at a long. But if I did go long, I'd have sell orders at 31, 32, 33, all the way up. Right? But do you see there's a seller there? So no look below and fail. And this is a lesson I learned the hard way because I would buy this green candle thinking that there would be follow through and boom, you get stopped out. Very frustrating, but necessary. Does that make sense? Does that help? See you later. Have a good one. Enjoy puttering in the garage. Good. See, now this is looking better, right? So I'm long 30 and I'm out at 31 and 3/4. And I did that very quickly. See, I saw it come back up over 28 and a half, and I saw the speed of the candle was starting to get a little faster, right? Should have bought more. Oh well. Now let's see if we get back above 33 and a half. It'll come up, go back down. Let's see if it comes back up. If it gets back up, we'll have some sellers here at 37. So when I mark off these lines like this sell line, right? What I'm doing is I'm looking to see where they sold before because that's where they'll sell again. Right? Size sellers are always going to be in the same areas where they sold before. They'll leave footprints here, here, here. So if you're going long, you can expect resistance at these levels. That's why I draw those lines there. A little bit of chop here. This is a rotation. Oh. And lower down to VWAP. Here we go. Big candles. I couldn't get an entry on that 27.28. Was not fast enough. Remember how I said there's going to be some bids at 21? There they are. See? Do you see the bid? That's where they took that stop on the way up. The buyers are going to be there on the way down. Right? There's the bid. Told you it'd be there. So if you were short, how do you use that information, JJ? If you were short, that's where you'd be covering. Right? If you were short 28, 27, if you knew there were going to be bids at 21 that are competing, that's where you want to cover. Right? Now, it'd be nice to say I'd like to take a long off that and put my stop at the A low, but man, you got to be quick. You got to be quick for that trade, and I was not quick enough. A little bit of front running before VWAP. Okay, where's our next trade? Would be nice if we had a nice sort of rotation, you know? If we could find a rotation that we could just go back and forth in for a while, that's some nice trading. Above 28, targets 33. I'm looking for a seller. I'm looking for a seller. If we should see some resistance at this 34 area. If not, that means there's buyers and they trapped. See these big green candles here? That's a trap short. That's a trap short. Those are the people who shorted underneath 28. They're going to buy it back, and the market's doing that on them. Okay, so that's good information to know. Where the hell is the seller now? The old overnight high? Let's see. Should be a seller somewhere up here at the top of that candle. If we can take it out. See if we catch a bid here at 34. because the short-term inventory is just all under 34. So if the bids come in, do a little 35 long up to 38. That works, right? Long 35 on 3, selling 38 and 3/4, selling 38 half. Oh, my last one at 38, no, 39. Right? So when it retraced here and held that level, I bought some. Sold into strength. Jiraj, just watch the offer. Watch the offer. Right? See how when we came down, we couldn't offer underneath that white line and the offer started to move higher? That's why I decided to go long. The hard thing is it's easier to expect where selling is going to be than buying. Because we always have supply, but do we always have bids, right? You go to work every day with Pops, you always have shit to sell, right? You always have stuff to sell, but are there any buyers? See what I'm saying? So if you don't have that many buyers coming in to your business that day, you've got to lower prices, right? If you get one or two, you're not going to let them walk, right? Make sense? Cool. That's all you need to know, right? Cool. More rotations. Nice recovery off that 22 area. Jeez, all the way back up to 42. Beautiful. So what did we find? We found the bid down here, right at 21. You guys get it? Does that make sense? Yes? No? Look, folks, this is a difficult market to trade. You're going to have to really pay attention. Don't worry. You'll get there. You'll get there. And if you want to learn how to trade, come see us at the Trading Syndicate. Why does the market go up over the long term? Great question. So, Ali Patel, if I came to you and I said, Ali, look, I got a deal for you. You give me 10 grand, and in 5 years, you're going to owe me $200,000. What would you say? You'd go, JJ, what are you smoking? Right? But if I said, if you give me 10 grand now and in 2 years, I'll give you back 100 grand, you'd go for that deal, wouldn't you? Think about it. We're looking for that A high again. The market goes up over the long term because it's built to go up over the long term. Otherwise, nobody would put trillions of dollars into it. I did a video on it. It's on my YouTube. Why markets always hit new highs after a liquidation. Is this a look above and fail of 43.5? Let's see. No, what you want to do is you want to manage your bias with a setup, Mark. So how do you do business? Right? So right now I'm looking at maybe a look above and fail of 43.5, which means I'd be looking for a short. So if I was short, say I'm short 42.75, right? I put my stop at 44, and I'd put some buy orders down at 41, right? Yeah, that's how they get you, Howard. Every time we think the buying retention is gone. Now, if I get stopped out, then I know that the sellers are seeing bids. And now I can turn my efforts into going long. Right? So that is a look below and fail. So you're long maybe 45, 46. Put some sell orders out at 47.25, 47.5, right? Long 46, out at 47.5, out at 47.75, out at 48. Flat. That's how you trade this. Right? Now, scalping, a lot of people don't like scalping because they're scared of losing money. And you should be. But you got to learn. If you learn how to scalp, it's one of the best skills that you can learn because you can scalp any market that there is. And it doesn't matter if it's going to go up or down. All you got to do is find the bid and scalp off of it. Right? Besides, you're not position trading this thing over 2 or 3 weeks and putting up 20 grand, 25 grand a contract to hold it overnight. You're using day trade margin from these brokerage firms and from funded trader accounts. So take advantage of that. Learn how to scalp. Learn how to make $300 to $500 a day. Also learn how to keep it. So I'm not bullish or bearish. I could give a crap, right? If I'm short biased and the market tells me, hey, idiot, right? There's a buyer at 42. Don't short it there. Go long. But if the market tells me, hey, there's sellers under 43, sellers under 42, we can short it down to 38. Does that make sense, Mark? All our trades are based on common business sense, right? It's a market. So if they're reducing price, you go short. If they're raising price, you go long, right? Now, I know this is confusing because it's simple, and you guys are all looking for moving average crossovers and lunar cycles and all of that stuff. It's really complicated. Me, I just want to know, is there a buyer at 44? Great, I'll buy some at 44.5 and flip it out at 47 or 48. Now, a lot of people will go, well, JJ, you're only trading for a couple of points here, a couple of points there. So I'll ask them, I go, are you making 20 grand a month trading? No, you're not. You can barely make $50 a day and keep it, if you're lucky. You'll make 300, lose 1,000. Make 600, lose 3,000. Right? If you want to learn how to consistently make money every day, come and see us, and we'll teach you the business and how to run a business and not be an idiot and lose all your money. Right? The problem with this business is they've taken people and they've totally bamboozled them, right? Saying, oh, there's algos and you need this and that and all of this. But you don't. All you need is some common sense and to understand a little bit about the business, right? You see there are buyers at that overnight high? Bids. Look for bids. It's very easy. It's very easy. All you have to do is believe that you're really smart. All that you have to do is believe that you're really, really smart and you're entitled to make all this money. Be humble, learn the business. Make good business decisions. Good stuff, Francis. Where's the bid? Now we're going to distribute. We're going to distribute all the cheap stuff we bought down here above the overnight high. There's the point of control. Right? Had to get people to buy it. And don't worry, folks. Everyone's an idiot when they start trading, right? I was, everybody is. We all start at the same place. None of us comes out of the womb ready to trade. I've never seen anyone sit down, start trading, and make money who's never done it before. There you go, fish lips. We let some distribution over 43. I'm looking for another short now. Why? Because I'm looking for this thing to run out of buying. So let's see if we stay under 43 and a half. And you short that 42. Put a lookout bid at 41. If you can't get covered at 41, you know you got to take them back. How do you find the bid? You put a bid up. And if you can't buy product, that means that there's no supply, right? So I was short 42. I had a 41 bid, couldn't get filled, grabbed it back before I got ripped, scratched the trade. Right? And you are going to scratch trades. That's not a big deal. The bid is the bottom of the candle. That's where the sellers stop selling, Marvin. So when the sellers see buyers, they stop selling, and this red line called the ask or the offer will start moving higher. The sellers will tell you when they find the bid. All you got to do is be able to pay attention to this. So if you're long in the 44s, I'll sell 46 and a half, 46 quarter. No, I don't use bracket orders. I'm an ex-institutional trader, so I trade fast. I'm used to doing 200 to 300 trades a day for my clients for over 20 years. So I've taken millions of trades. So where I come from, you got to be fast. If you're not fast, you're unemployed. Because if somebody hits the bid before you do, you've lost all your clients. Right? It's one of those things. So that's the thing about this business. You have to be good and you have to be fast, and there's no excuses and there's no participation medals. Right? There are 300 people waiting to take your job. So you have to be competent, right? Like that's why when people blow up accounts and all of that stuff, I'm short 41.56 on 3. I'm covering them now. I got 2 left. Short 41.75 on the balance, and I am flat. No, I wasn't a floor trader. I started right when the when the floors were switching over. That was the short I was waiting for. That was a nice little look above and fail of 43.5. Saw the seller, took the short, right? Ugh. Why do I like scalping? Because it works for me. And it teaches you to think quick. Most traders I know who hold for 10, 15 minutes don't make money, right? And I teach people how to make money. Most traders try and hold trades for 15 minutes. 99% of them don't make any money. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to move quick. They don't know how to think quick. They don't know how to cut risk quick. They're all in there hoping and praying, right? So if I told you, Fazaro, if I said to you, right, I don't even know what that means. What is a TikTok trader who top and bottom ticks? That sounds kind of naughty. That sounds kind of naughty. Is that like some kind of new thing that the young kids are doing? I don't know. Honestly, I'm not a. I don't know what that means. Right? It sounds kind of naughty. Top and bottom ticking. I don't know. Sounds like like yeah. I had a little too much wine last night, and I bottom and top ticked. Right? Sorry. Oh man, the YouTube. You guys make me laugh every day. Thank you for that. Okay, under 33, we're looking for 31 and a half and then 28 and a half. Right? It is a big rotation today. Big rotation, right? Oh, caught some bids under 33. Let's see where they sell into it. Well, good for them. Good for them. Right? If they're having fun, that's good for them. It's easy to trade if you're living in your mom's basement because then you don't blow your rent money and you're not homeless. But for those of you who have real lives and actually want to earn a living and are adults, come see us. We'll start teaching you how to make 50 to 100 bucks a day and keep it. And then we'll scale you up, right? We have traders in our room who make 3 to 5 grand a day consistently. They don't take big drawdowns. We have $1 million traders in our room, and what I teach is scalable, which means once you learn it, you could scale up. So if I said to you, if you could make $500 to $1,000 a day, there's 20 trading days in a month. And when you lose money, you maybe lose a couple of $100, right? You don't take losses any more than $200 or $300 a day. Well, I mean, no more than $200 a day on a loss, right? Once you're trading size. Are you interested in making 15, 20 grand a month? Or are you thinking I can make 15 to 20 grand a day and you're blowing up accounts every 3 days? Right? How do you know if buyers and sellers are trapped? Well, no, the buyers are trapped because the market's liquidating. Right? When buyers are trapped, markets liquidate down. When short sellers are trapped, markets move up. It's pretty simple. Right? The thing is, ladies and gentlemen, you want to spend most of your time on execution. So your analysis should be simple. Where are the buyers? Where's the bid? Where are they selling? Where are they stop selling? You need practical information you can use. Right? All these trading rooms that teach you, all this crap about esoteric stuff, you'll never be able to be profitable. You're going to go 10, 20 years, frustrate yourself. We'll get you up and running. The only thing you need with me is the ability to pay attention and to draw a straight line. If you can do those two things, I can teach you how to make money. Oh yeah, and you got to be able to do what you're told. Long 30, selling 31 and a half. Can I get 31 and 3/4? Nah. What do I say about people who don't use stops? I say thank you. Thank you for being food. Right? To the people who don't use stops, I say thank you. To the people who FOMO trade and YOLO in, I say thank you. Because we need idiots to feed off of, right? Otherwise, how are we going to make money? Right? Oh, I'm a savage. You don't even know how savage I am. You guys have never seen me in my past life. That's when I used to eat retail for breakfast. Right? It's okay, Howard. It's okay. One trade at a time. One trade at a time. Yeah. This is not, this is not, you know, this isn't how to learn how to plant flowers and how to draw pretty pictures. This is a savage business, right? This is a very savage business, and you are entering it. Better have your eyes open and your hand on your wallet. Otherwise, we are going to eat you for breakfast. It happens every day. I called out every single trade I did, Marvin. You can rewind. Okay? No, I don't live in Spain. I wish I lived in Spain. Spain is beautiful. Yeah, I'm seeing sellers at 28. I think, let's see. Let's see if we can get down underneath VWAP. Hey, Archimedes, how you doing? What causes a really tight range? Slow business. Tight ranges are caused by slow business. Small orders. I'm watching for the reaction at VWAP. I think if we tag VWAP, we might be able to get underneath it. Okay. No trades right now for me. Because when you move a stock from 30 cents to $300, you control the supply. Pretty simple. Yeah, I've also kept a stock at 90 RSI for 3 months on NASDAQ at $30 a share. But I won't be teaching you how to do that here. That's okay, Howard. You're just starting back. Once you take a trade, remember where you are and where you're coming from. Take that trade and be happy with that trade. Work on the next one. Okay. See, that's what you guys don't realize. There's a difference between retail trading and doing deals. Doing deals means you control all the supply. When you control the supply, you can do whatever the hell you want. When you're just a retail schmuck, you have to trade what is in front of you. You don't control anything except your ability to do proper business and make good business decisions. Right? So people who are joining us, I know I sound a little rude, but I've done over 200 IPO reverse mergers where I've been the principal trader. Right? I execute for insiders. I execute for the people who take companies public. It's okay, Howard. That's a good trade. Don't be upset with it. So now, folks, what we're doing is we're watching to see see how we're just hovering around above VWAP, because the short covering's coming in at VWAP and they're front running it, right? Right. If you guys want to learn how to trade, see how they caught the bid at 26? Okay, so now that we know that there are bids there, right? Big green candle. Okay, so I was thinking that we were to come under VWAP and I was looking for a short lower. But watching this now, the market just showed me I was wrong. Did I lose any money? No, because I just sat and watched because I didn't know what was going to happen. Right? Sometimes you got to be smart about things, right? If you don't see it clearly, sit out and watch. And when you expect something to happen and it doesn't happen, the market's trying to go, wake up, right? Fazro, the answer to your question is no. But that's not what you should be concentrating on, my friend. You shouldn't be concentrating on my trading. You should be concentrating on yours. Right? I know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to help you guys. Hey, Harris, how you doing? No surgery today? Looking for 68.43. Big green candles. Just do what I tell you to do then. Just if you want to make money, come with me if you want to live. We'll keep it real simple, right? Don't worry, one day you'll make 50 grand a day, 100 grand a day. Till then, why don't we teach you what to do, right? So focus on trade setup. How can you read supply? Join my trading room. Watch these videos, ask questions, learn the business. Real simple. We don't charge a lot. We only charge 20 bucks, right? We charge 20 bucks a month because we know people take a long time to learn, so we don't want to gouge them, right? Yeah, it's a pretty big rotation, isn't it, Howard? See, now you're getting it, right? So you want to watch that rotation for the rest of the day. Watch out now, because we got people trapped short under 33 and definitely under 42. Let's see if we could take out that B high and that A high. You guys in the YouTube chat, thank you, but you guys are asking all the wrong questions, right? You're asking all the wrong questions. Fazero and Alexander, concentrate on your trading, my friends, okay? Just a friendly reminder. Don't waste your time with all that crap. If we take out that B high, we should run a few stops, and then we're going to see where they sell into it. Oh, nice. You got some time off, Harris. Good stuff. Good stuff. Focus on your trading. Don't worry about me and why I did things in my life. Right? Try out the room for 20 bucks. It's a Big Mac and a large fries. There's the stop run. We're looking for 54 and a quarter. If that gets taken, we're looking at the stops at 57 and a quarter. Come into the room, ask some questions. We'll talk on the phone. If you want to join my mentoring, I'll be happy to do a phone call with you. I'll even do a complimentary session with you, right? But only for people who are serious. It's quite a bit, eh, Lonigan? Big green candles, lots of shorts are trapped underneath cost basis, right? Big push. Looking for 54 and a quarter. Now that 54 quarter was super responsive on the old contract. Let's see. I'm not selling a course, I mentor people. And if you guys must know, Jesus Christ, you guys are a bunch of like, I swear to God. I had a heart attack. I died. I came back to life. I had a quintuple bypass. That's why I'm doing this. If you're not interested, that's okay. I'm trying to help you clowns. So start asking some questions about trading or piss off. You guys are starting to annoy the shit out of me now. All right? Exactly. If you had shorted or added to that short, man, you'd be just racing to cover, right? How can you read supply? You use the levels that I'm showing you, okay? The supply is here, right? Yeah, I am going to turn off the YouTube commentary. All right. So for the people who appreciate the help, thank you. For the tire kickers, go back and have your mom cook you your tomato soup, put on your little pajamas, and go back to bed. Okay. And if you want to learn how to do this, the Discord is where you're going to find us. The way this is going lately this week, I've noticed we got a lot of pikers and a lot of nundiks coming into the YouTube chat, and it's starting to get distracting. So I'm going to give it this week, and if it continues, I'm going to just do private. I'm going to go back to doing Zooms, 4 people in the room. Every once in a while, I'll do a public YouTube. But there's just too many peckerheads in the chat room on YouTube. And they're just, well, why would you do this and do this? And what kind of underwear do you wear? And I was like, just piss off. Right. For the rest of you folks, thanks for being with us. We really appreciate you. Have a wonderful trading day. Come see us at the Trading Syndicate. And we'll see you soon. Thanks, everyone. Bye for now.